Okay, pick up where we left off. It was number 5 here. I to the 4th is 1. I is the square root of negative 1. 1 times the square root of negative 1 is just 1 square root of negative 1. You could write the 1 out in front. However, you do not have to do that if you don't feel necessary. I to the 6th I can write as I to the 4th times I squared. I to the 4th is positive 1. I to the 2nd is negative 1. So this is 1 times negative 1. There you go. And I guess I might as well put the cheat sheet up here now that I have all this extra time. I to the 1st power is the square root of negative 1. That's in the front of this worksheet. I squared is equal to negative 1. I to the 3rd is negative square root of negative 1. And I to the 4th is 1. These are the 3 that I kind of remember. I to the 3rd I don't really remember because, you know, I squared times I is that. So negative 1 right in front of that. You get that negative. So the ones that you have to know are I squared, and I to the 4th, if that works for you as well. So like when I look at this one, I'm going to go I to the 4th times I squared times I. 4 plus 2 plus 1 gives me that 7 in my exponent. So I know I to the 4th is 1 times negative 1 times the square root of negative 1, which is just negative 1 root negative. Okay? Or you could have did I to the 4th times I cubed. That would work as well. I to the 8th would be I to the 4th squared, or you could write it as I to the 4th times I to the 4th. You'll see why I'm doing that later on, you know, in this unit. I to the 4th is 1, 1 squared is 1. And this would be 1 times 1, which is 1. So either way, 1 is your correct answer. Like for example, when I started throwing at you I to the 53rd, I want to think of this as I to the 4th. Now 4 times 12 is 48. 4 times 13 is going to be 52. So I'm going to go 4 to the 13th. That gets me to 52. That's a remainder of 1 left. So basically this is 1 to the 13th, which is 1 times I. And 1I is equal to the negative square root of a negative 1. So I to the 53rd would be this. So if you know your powers of the 4th, you know, life is good. Okay. Anyway, let's jump down here to the last part. Okay. Giving you some examples of pulling the negative out from underneath the radical. We'll put that into practice down here for these 4 problems. So stick with the purple. Take the square root of both sides. Don't forget you need a plus or minus here. And this is going to be the square root of, let's see, 38. Divisible by 4, no. Divisible by 9, no. If I do 38 in prime factorization, I would be 2 times 19. 19 is a prime number. So we're looking at 38 times I squared, because this is negative 1. A negative can be written as I squared, which means I can take the square root of I squared, which is I, and 38 stays underneath. So that's basically how you would pull a negative out. When you get used to doing this over and over again, you'll think, okay, negative out in front is enough. But I wouldn't suggest starting there. I suggest you earn the right to get there. So square root of this is plus or minus, right? Square root of 13 times I squared. That's negative 1. This is negative 1 times I, that's negative 13. So when you finish up here, you can pull the I out. Square root of 13 stays as is. Right? Subtract 11. So you get x squared equals negative 8. Square root. This is a good one to look at now. This is plus or minus the square root of 4 times 2 times I squared. So, plus or minus, the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of this is I. I cannot take the square root of 2. So he stays underneath. So if you wanted to step in between here, this is what it would look like. Square root of 4, square root of I squared, square root of 2. Break them down separately. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of I squared is I. This guy you can't break it down, so he stays. Right. And let's wrap it up here with the last one. Subtract 18. 2x squared equals negative 90 divided by deuces, or 2, negative 45. Okay, square root of this. Don't forget your plus or minus out in front. I'm going to write this as 9 times I squared times 5. Because 9 times 5 is 45. Negative 1 is I squared. So when this is all said and finished, we're looking at 3I square root of 5. Okay. So there's your section. Should have a couple questions. You're going to have to definitely do the worksheets here that come with it and the extra work. But hopefully you at least have some problems you can refer back to. Hopefully breaking down radicals is something you've learned prior to this section, which you should have, but I don't want to assume that. So, questions, guys? Come in and see me, please. Make sure you're taking care of business. All right? Best wishes.